Okay, so leading on, as we're adding to our list of principles for effective Bunkai strategies, what we look at is a continuation of this idea of trajectory. Now you recall, right back at the start of this, we were saying that things occurred halfway through. Well, let's just really outline that for you. So we're going to take a realistic kind of attack at a realistic kind of distance, and I'm not going to be stood in yoi, it's going to be a little bit more like I'm trying to talk the situation down. And then when that big hook comes, I'm going to launch my kata technique. So from here, and let's take, for instance, Oizuki Jodan. Now, Oizuki Jodan isn't that I'm going to punch just here. It's that I'm going to punch, and as I punch, it's going to make contact, and as it makes contact, it's going through. So, Jodan is the end of it. It's not where we touch them. That's where we touch them, and it's the root that makes it a Jodan punch. What you're seeing, of course, is that I'm letting go of the Hikite hand. What that's going to give me is the 45 degrees that I really crave. So as we come into here, as I'm stepping through, as long as I pull on this, I don't hit square, I'm stepping out and coming through this way, which of course is going to make me that little bit safer from that other hand. Now, training that, we have to be a little bit careful and a little bit mature about our training. Because if we just go, right, what's going to happen is, when you throw that one straight away afterwards. But I go, oh, no, I didn't get to throw my punch. Well, I didn't get to throw my punch because I didn't hurt my training partner. So what we have to have is a little bit of respect for, okay, if you feel the effect that you know isn't going to let you throw that, then we understand that I'm actually there. The other option, of course, is put the gloves on and actually do it. Okay, now, latching is a bit of a problem when you've got the gloves on. So we've got to be a little bit more careful, because you wear one glove, yeah, and then what happens if I do it with the other hand? Just be a little bit mature about the training method. So in we go, and we now know that number 2 wasn't going to happen, because the pull is on, the contact is there, and although I've stopped it midway, we know that really it's gone out there, and that one got cross-body motor reaction, and it's gone away during the motion. Okay, so it doesn't look a lot like nice formal karate, because real life's messy, and because we're making contact part way through the motion. But I still have the end position in mind, I have the position that we're going to. So if we look at something slightly different, we go, there's the knee part of a fumikomi, stamping kick. The foot part, if I allow that to land, it's a big snap, and we need a new training partner. So I'm just going to make a little contact, a little touch, and we acknowledge it by not blasting the other person apart with the other attacks that you could throw, because you haven't chosen to hurt. See that one more time, so the punches come in, we're into here, the knees come up, and then we're shearing down with the stamping kick. Looking at the trajectory of the technique. Which brings us nicely on to, why do we step out at 45 degrees with loads of our techniques in our kata? Why are we going to do multiples of these? Well, again, if we look at it, what we see is that once that comes in, from here and coming through this way, right? So this is not making contact at the end position. We see some people think that, yes, shuko, chop to the neck, because that's good, and we go, and it's there, and you go, well, actually that's not it. What I want to be is here, and coming through the target, and that's going to get me a lot further, and a lot more used to dealing with that close proximity. So our principle this week is actually to try and combine principles. It's to look at the idea that actually they're all interrelated. It's not one thing only. It is that 45 degrees happens with the proximity, the closeness of the opponent, that the technique occurs with trajectory, follow through, we're hitting part way through the motion. And it's getting used to those ideas. So hit the pads, not hit the pads out here, but hit the pads in here, so that we get used to throwing the body and feeling the effect that that has, both in terms of feedback here and on the pad holder while we're training.